guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Brianna. This is my third time filming this video, but that's okay because I keep rambling. But today's video is going to be about my college experience being a nursing major, kind of in my shoes, how I felt, and hopefully some of you guys can relate to me and this will help you and make you feel less alone. And yeah, so let's get this video started. So I want to start off with my background of my academic history. So from 1st grade to 8th grade, I did not care about school that much. It was more of a social event for me. I was like a B+ student, just like not trying. I did not try. Like I literally just did not try. I would always get A's in math and science. That was like my strong point. And then in high school I had an algebra teacher, and basically the first day of school she gave us a speech telling us that high school is basically our platform, or I don't even know how to explain it, but that we need to take high school super serious so that we can get into a good college if whatever career we wanted to do involved a higher education, and get into that school so we can get a great job in the career choice that we want. So I decided in high school to start taking school more serious. I went from being a B+ student and not caring to an A+ student and caring very much about my academics and really taking it serious and absorbing everything I was learning. I took anatomy in high school, and that's what sparked my interest kind of for nursing. Also, a whole bunch of other things sparked my interest for nursing, but that course alone really made me feel like it was more of a possibility for me to do that because I found it so interesting. I was fascinated by the human body, and I saw myself have a career in nursing because becoming a doctor took, way too long. And like I said before, I wasn't really into school, but in high school I got more serious about it, but I was not about to be in school for like my whole young life or whatever. No. I only could take a small dose of school, a little bit more, and that's it. So I decided to go to college for nursing. The college I went to, they allowed you to become a nursing major as a freshman. So I didn't have to apply to become a nursing major like my sophomore year to become one in my junior year, which I like. Just knowing that I'm going to school as a nursing major and then I will have to keep that up instead of trying to get super high grades and then apply and not even knowing if that program is gonna accept me as a nursing major. So that is one of the perks of my school. I really liked it. You obviously had to keep a certain GPA and grades in your courses in order to stay as a nursing major, but I was able to do that. But that was not with ease. Well, the GPA was fine, but the grades in my nursing courses did not come with ease. And that's where this video is really going to begin, and you guys have a full understanding of kind of where I was at in college and how I felt day to day about my academics. So basically this is just focusing on my academic, it's like an academic point of view. So I want to start off with, if I look down, it's because I have notes with studying and just comprehension in class. So when I realized, like, holy crap, they were not playing when they said college is hella hard and it's gonna be very different from high school. Like, I kind of expected it to be harder than high school because obviously it's like a higher education. It's a higher education than high school, but it was just so different than what I expected. So different. Also a personal viewpoint, I did not like to read unless it was for pleasure. Like if I decided I wanted to read a book, but in those years I didn't read any books, so that's just like, gonna see why that's important. As a nursing major in general, you need to read a lot, okay? I didn't like to read, but you need to read a lot. Sometimes when I was reading I was like, wow, this is so interesting. Other times I was like, I don't want to read this right now, but I need to pass this class, so let me read this, Those are my two moods when I was reading. But after a while, reading 80 pages or hundreds of pages gets a little boring, and tiring. And from somebody who doesn't even like to read to begin with, there's a problem there, okay? So now I like to read like for fun, like self-help books. But other than that, and medical stuff. But before school I did not, but coming out of school I actually like it now. So that was a plus for me, I guess now. That's great, that's a positive. So I had my anatomy class and I was like, no, this is not happening right. I remember sitting there and looking at my teacher like, you got to be kidding me. He would put me to sleep, okay? His voice was so monotone that I would like nod off, which is horrible. And that was a very important class. And it was not easy. I took anatomy in high school, like I said. That came like that to me. My teacher spoke and I understood. It was that type of class. I would get hundreds, 90s on everything, on every test. I just knew it. It just came to me easy in high school. In college, yes, what I learned in high school played a part kind of, because it was like the base of what I was learning, but that only lasted for the first week, okay? So the first week, he was putting me to sleep, we have to read so much, so I was like, whatever. And you know, syllabus week, you ain't trying to read a whole book. You ain't trying to read like 5 chapters. At least I wasn't. Then the next week after that, that's when I really realized like this is hard. This is very hard for me to understand. And it wasn't like the actual information was hard. It was one, retaining the information, because I have horrible memory. I'm not joking. I have really bad memory, which is a negative for me, honestly. Like, it's a super negative. It makes things harder for me. And I had to read so much, and I didn't really like reading that much at that point. I really did not like reading. And the class was boring, so it was like all these negatives thrown at me, and I'm like, what the heck am I supposed to do? I need to pass this class. I'm going to become RN at the, like, when I graduate, so I need to figure this out, you know, type of thing. Let me tell you, I called my mom. I was like, you know what, I don't understand. Like, I'm finding this really hard. I'm gonna go meet with my teacher to go to his office hours. This was after the first test, by the way, because, how do I put it, I was used to getting 90s, 100s, high 80s, like 89, and then those grades. So when I got an 85 on my first test and I studied for it, I was like, I studied for it how I would study for a high school test. So that's #1 mistake, by the way. That's like the first mistake. You don't do that. When you start college, you better start studying for your test. If you're a nursing major, do not study 3 days before and think you're gonna get 100 unless you're like a genius, because it's not gonna happen, okay? It's not gonna happen. And I studied 3 days before because that's what I would do for my high school exams, or even the day before I would study for my high school exams, and I would get really high grades. So I thought, you know, I didn't think anything of it. After that first test, I was like, ooh, they had information on this that I didn't even get to read, because there were so many pages you have to read for this one test, so many chapters. The book is like this thick. I met with my teacher and he's like, you're fine, you understand the information, because he's asking me questions that I'm replying back with like knowledge, but I just felt like I didn't know enough. You know when you just feel like you don't know enough? That's how I felt. So we took our second test and I think I got like a low grade. I got like a 79, and to pass a bio class you need a 70. So I was shook, okay? So I went to him again. He's a very nonchalant guy. He was like, you know what you're doing, like, you're fine. That class was like that was a struggle for me. It dampened my self-confidence, my self-esteem, and my academics. I didn't feel as smart as I thought I was. I passed the class, but I passed it only with the C+, which made me feel like crap, because I was used to getting A+ and B+ and A-. So it made me feel really bad, and I'm telling you guys, I got like 98s in high school. So that first semester really played with my mind a lot. And there was people that I knew that were in the same boat as me. They were struggling as well, adjusting to college, and everybody's like, this is normal, like it takes you a while to adjust to college, okay, whatever. My second semester onward, I'm just gonna talk in like groups of stuff. Nursing never came easy to me, and never, like, to this day, it's not easy for me. It never came easy to me. I'm very interested in it and I have a huge passion for it, and I know this is what I'm meant to do, but it does not come easy to me. Some people, they understand the information so easy, and I wish I was one of those people, because sometimes it would be super beneficial, because I don't know, sometimes it just really plays with your mind and you just can't let it get to you if you don't understand something off the bat. Basically what it is that it's so much information being thrown at you from different nursing courses that either you'll jumble it up or things sound so familiar so you get confused, or it's just too much information. My other courses, I'm not talking about them, like my prereqs and stuff, because those are fine. Like I did totally fine in them. Like my grades were like perfect. Not perfect, but they were fine. Nursing specifically, I'm talking about because I was a nursing major and I was struggling in nursing, you know? So I found that super interesting. My next point, okay, about studying. That's what this whole thing is about. So basically studying, I never figured out my way. I never figured out what can get me that A+ every time on an exam, or that B+ every time. My grades literally range from an A to a C+. From an A to a C+. That is a huge range, and that is not comforting at all, because I could be getting A's in one course, and then the other course I could be getting C+, or B- or B+, or B's, and it just makes me, at least it made me just feel all over the place, like what's going on. And at times, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't feel smart. Like I truly did not feel smart. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why am I not getting like at least B+ in these classes that I'm so interested in, but I'm not grasping the information as much as I should be, or at least being able to answer the questions. And that's another thing. My nursing courses, the questions were kind of, I guess, geared towards the NCLEX, which is like your end goal, which is your boards to become an RN. So it's helpful, but in the beginning when you're getting thrown these weird looking questions, or you read them and they look so simple, but you're just not getting the answer right, it's kind of heartening, I guess you can say. So that was another like obstacle that you had to go through. That started sophomore year, because freshman year we were doing like bio courses, which were prereqs for nursing. So anatomy was my bio course, it wasn't my nursing course, but it just played a huge part in me realizing that this is not a joke. There is so much information in each of these courses, because science courses are no joke in college. Like they are packed with info, like so much info, and you think, oh, you're not gonna get through that whole textbook, sweetie. You're gonna get through that whole textbook, and the textbooks are like this thick. Okay, so basically I am a visual learner, I'm an auditory learner, and I'm a hands-on learner. So all those kind of make it difficult for me to have just one way of studying. I don't have just one way of studying. I read the book. This is the way that I studied, and it helped me pass. I graduated, so it worked. But there was times I definitely doubted myself. So I read the book, I wrote notes, I did questions, and I spoke about it with people, with my friends, my classmates, or my professor. That's how I studied. And I would also, sometimes I would make study guides and then go to my professor's office hours and show them my study guide. I don't know if every school is like this, but I would show them my study guide, and they would let me know if I have too much information or too little information. Or they would ask me like a random question from my study guide, and if I didn't know it, they're like, oh, you need to study. You need to definitely study more. You know what I'm saying? And I also, my sophomore year, my junior year, I went to office hours so much, and freshman year too, but freshman year wasn't like legit like nursing courses. So my sophomore and junior year, I went to my professor's office hours a lot, because I'm telling you guys, it did not get easy for me, and I'm not sure if it'll ever get easy. It may not be such an obstacle anymore, but I don't know if it's gonna get easy, and I kind of don't want it just to be plain old easy, because then I'm not gonna appreciate it as much. So I always went to my professor's office hours, and that helped a lot. Also, at the beginning of each course, when they first start, if you're noticing you're having difficulties, you should go to the office hours, because it shows your professor that you care, and they could give great points on helping you to succeed in the course. And I just want to say that with me saying that I had such difficulties and nursing didn't come easy to me, I did not fail one course, which I'm actually pretty proud of, because I think I told you guys, there was a semester, my junior year, my second semester, I was failing like every course. Somehow, by the grace of God and me like persevering through my troubles, I passed every course, and I was really proud of myself. And that's the time where I realized, like, if I really put my all into something, I will succeed no matter what, no matter if it's hard, if it's easy, if it's like medium, if I'm going through things. That's when I realized, like, you literally can push yourself no matter what and just go up and succeed, which it was kind of a good lesson, but kind of late, kind of not really, because I only had 1 year left, but whatever. You learn lessons your whole life, and that really helped me, and that really showed me, like, wow, like, each one of you guys are so powerful. And that's when I realized I was powerful, and really being determined and having that drive, like, pushed me till I could pass. Another thing that I wanted to mention is, don't let your personal life get too involved in your academic life, because I let that happen, and that's when I was like failing all my courses. And it's super scary, because it's like you're gonna put your career on the line because of something personal that after a few weeks or a few months you're gonna get over it. And I'm not talking about like a death or something as significant as that. I'm just talking about like not little, but like just issues that are temporary in your life. Do not let that affect your long-term goal. Don't let it affect it, because you will be upset about that. And temporary things just take time to get over. Just switch your focus to something else. And that's what I did. I was like, okay, I'm focusing too much on this temporary issue. I need to focus on my academics so I can get over this temporary issue and move forward, you know? Basically, and also studying in groups is super helpful for some people, because I knew some people, like my best friend, for instance, studying in groups for her was not her thing, because it can become a social event. But studying, for me, it wasn't big groups, it was small groups. Was helpful for me, because you bounce information off, and then hearing somebody say something sticks in my head better than me just reading it. So when I was taking my exam and I remembered hearing the information, I would get the question right, but just make sure the information the person is saying is correct. Also, another thing I want to mention quickly is, do not compare yourself. Everybody learns differently. Everybody has a different path. No path is the same. Your path will never be the same as somebody else's path. Don't compare yourself. It's the worst thing you can do. And there was times I would catch myself thinking like, wow, out of my two best friends, I'm the one getting the lowest grades majority of the time. And it sucks. You feel dumb, but you're not. You're different, that's it. You're not dumb. Each one of you guys are different. And don't compare yourself. And I didn't compare myself to the point that if they succeeded, I would have like a negative comment or feel negatively toward them. I was actually really proud of them, and I used them as my motivation. And that's another thing I wanted to mention. It's amazing if you can form a group of friends or surround yourself around people. This is in life and in general and in school, that you guys are all on different levels, so you guys are all pushing each other towards something better. You know what I'm saying? Academically, my friends were motivating me to do better, as well as I was motivating myself, but I would look at them as motivation to do better. And then I guess in different parts of life, they will look at me as a motivation for something, you know? So that's just a little thing. Always have people that are doing better than you around you, so that you could do better. And if somebody's not doing as good as you, you'll be their motivation or something like that. Also, another thing is, if you have passion for something, you can do it. You will do it. You will succeed in it. Success will follow. I had passion in nursing. When I went to my clinicals, well, the ones that I was interested in, I was like, this is meant for me. Like, I could totally see myself doing this as my career forever. And there's so many avenues in nursing that I'm telling you, if you have that passion, you will succeed no matter how hard it is, no matter how much doubt you have at certain points in your education, like studying and stuff as a nursing student, or even like in life. If you have a passion for something, you can do it. The passion is there for a reason. Just because something is not easy does not mean that it's not meant for you to do it, okay? If anything, that should be pushing you even more to do it. And that's what nursing school did for me. There was times I was like, whoa, am I not even supposed to be a nurse? Like, a nurse? Is being a nursing major right now not what's in the cards for me? But no, and then I would think like that. I would be like, no. It's hard for a reason, but it's just making me stronger. It's making me just push myself into just doing better and knowing. And like, deep down inside, I just knew. Everybody has this intuition. You just know when something's right. And I just knew, for me, nursing was right. Becoming an RN was for me. So I just pushed through and I graduated. Also, you need to have that drive. Always drive yourself. Always push yourself to do better. Okay, you fail a test. Okay, that's one test. First of all, you're not going to remember every single grade you got on every single test, which is amazing because I don't. And they would tell me that in college and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I literally just graduated only in May and I don't remember every grade I got on every test. Like I said in the beginning, my memory is really bad, so that plays a part. But the grades that I got were so bad that stood out to me for like 2 years, I don't remember them. I really don't. I knew I didn't do as good. I knew I was failing. Do I know the exact grade? No. Your grades are not the end of the world, but they are very important while you're in school. They are a priority while you're in school. But it's not the end of the world if you failed one exam. Just do better on the next one. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one. If you fail one, don't let that pull you down. Let it pull you up. Let it motivate you to do better. And that is something key that I learned. I have failed a test, and guess what? It just motivated me to study even harder to get a way better grade on my next exam. And it happened. And I know at times it may seem like I'm talking as if something's easy, but I wish you guys could have been there by my side. School did not come easy to me. College was not easy for me. But I did it, and you can do it as well. And don't forget that you can do it. Like, you literally can do anything you put your mind to, and don't compare yourself. I'm telling you guys will be golden, and use those office hours and study. And don't study 3 days before. Study weeks before that test, especially for nursing, because there is so much information that you need to know for your test, for your class, and the information build. So that's what I was saying before, that not having good memory really, I don't even know the word that I want, but it makes me struggle more, because whatever you learn your freshman year carries into the sophomore. Whatever you learn sophomore year carries on to your junior. And I mean, like, it literally carries on. It's like you need to remember everything that you learned, because, or majority of what you learn, because it carries on to each subject, and each subject is like it's like, imagine one huge web, like one huge spider web, and that's all the subjects, and they all mush up and combine together. Really try to comprehend, try not to memorize. Some things you're just gonna memorize, and you're gonna remember because you memorize, but majority of this stuff, try to comprehend it, because that is what is gonna help you in each course, and even in your career. And you're always building on things in nursing. And to close this video out, I just want to say that I struggled, but I graduated, and I graduated with a pretty good GPA for somebody who was on the rocks my first and second. Like, my first year I was like on the rocks, and then that semester I was talking to you guys about kind of messed up my grades, but I picked it right back up my senior year. I got Dean's List my last semester of senior year. I graduated, and I passed my NCLEX, and I studied, and yeah, there was times I was studying and I was like, this is so much information, you don't even know what's on that test, it's so random. But I studied as much as I could, I did as many questions as I could, and I passed. And I think I'll do a little short, like literally a 3-minute video on the NCLEX. I don't know if it's gonna be next or like eventually I'll do it, but that will be another really helpful video. Harry NCLEX. But yeah, I hope it was very helpful for you guys and made you feel less alone, because that's the whole reason why I'm making this, and to just give you guys some great points on succeeding in college and as a RN. Alright guys, so that's the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know if you guys want some more advice videos, because I have a whole lot of advice to give. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching my video. Bye!